What's going on, everybody? It's Cam back again with another breakdown. First things first, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I've been receiving just an incredible amount of support from people, and it's been really, really cool to see online. I'm stoked to be back making videos, to be honest with you guys. I'm really excited to be doing breakdowns, getting into draft season. My friend and I, Robert, have some really cool stuff planned for just like Chiefs subject matter in general. So there's going to be a lot more of that coming out. But honestly, it just feels good to be breaking down videos again and supplementing a little bit of football because I know that we all miss it. So with that all being said, first and foremost, thank you. Secondly, let's dive into this breakdown. This is going to be a kind of like play-by-play of that final drive for Kansas City in overtime. A couple of intricacies that I didn't hit as much on the earlier videos, a couple of things that I want to point out. Okay, getting into this first play, there's going to be a really simple trap from the Chiefs. This is a great drive starter. I absolutely love this. So just a quick breakdown on this. The Niners are coming out in more of what looks to be like a pass rushing front, right? We know that these two cats are in what I would call like a wide nine, but they're basically just lined up outside the tackle, right? And this is a pass rushing situation for them. Kansas City knows this, right? And especially in overtime, high stakes. Pat's, obviously playing quarterback, so chances are you're going to throw the football. I really like this play to start things off. All it is really what they're trying to do is trap Chase Young right down here at the end. The one wrinkle they do is obviously this motion, but also they have Travis Kelce lined up here as an attached tight end, but in a 2-point. This is going to widen Chase Young, which gives your pole a little bit more time to get there, as we see on this. If you see that Travis Kelce goes underneath Chase Young, that's kind of like one of the keys to this whole thing. He's able to work inside out on that. Pacheco's able to work upfield and pick up what looked to me like 3 yards, but I guess it was only 2. So 2nd down and 8. Actually really like this play call as well. Not a lot on this last drive that I don't like, to be honest, but this pre-snap motion wrinkle they have to go from 3-by-1 over to 2-by-2, it kind of adjusts everything with this. So what I want to draw the attention to is at the bottom here with Kelce. Right now we have Fred Warner, who's playing outside shade of Kelce because he's going to have help for anything releasing inside. When they bring Rashee Rice over here, though, it's going to bring a corner, right? As we can see, 2 is trailing. So when 2 comes up here, it's going to change the way that they play this. You can see Fred Warner there communicating with 2. Hey, we got to play this a little bit differently. Because they're aligned and because of how the Chiefs run a lot of their routes, they kind of have to treat this like a stack alignment. So anything that works inside, Fred Warner is going to take. Anything that works outside, 2 is going to take, right? So the key on this, to be honest, I think is Kelce's release. Kelce releases inside, right? And it brings Fred Warner inside with him, and then he stems outside here, so he's that vertical threat deep. So it's going to bring 2's eyes to Kelce, right, because he's working vertical. And then as soon as he stems inside, he's still floating back. And then Kelce's going to stem this thing outside, which is going to take 2's eyes. So as we're working vertical with this, 2's looking at him. We're taking care of there. Rashee Rice, on the other hand, though, he's running just a quick route in the flat. This route has been called a number of different things. It's been called, I call it a whip route. Okay, so I would call this a whip route. He runs basically a whip route at the line of scrimmage, right? But the key is that Kelce's pushing everything vertical. It brings Fred Warner. It brings the corner. It gives you a ton of space to work with underneath, easy completion, work upfield. Now we have a very manageable 3rd down, right? And everything matters when you're play calling. You don't have throwaway plays. There isn't a 2nd and 8. Let's just call this, I guess. No. Everything is calculated. So going on to this 3rd and 1, to be honest, phenomenal down from the 49ers. This is a phenomenal down from the 49ers. This is a win for San Francisco in this aspect, right? I believe this is Eric Armstead here, who does a great job of getting underneath that block right there and knifing in, taking that gap and really kind of squeezing everything. The Niners do a really good job of playing gap sound in these situations, right? 3rd and 1 was not an obvious rundown, but especially after the Chiefs ran the ball on 1st down, I think they were a little bit more inclined to go ahead and take that chance in that situation and just run the rock. You have 2 downs to work with, so who cares? I like that thought process of it. This 4th down and 1 I've broken down in another video. Really, really just phenomenal play calling. Like I said before, I love the fact that they hide Travis Kelce with this, right? Motion him over, get him away from people, right? Get him away from these backers, get him away from these DBs that want to get hands-on in friction. Give this guy some space to work, right? Now, from what I said before, and I'll kind of be brief on this, okay, the Chiefs did a really good job of messing with 49ers ends, right? In this situation, Nick Bosa, he's knifing in, coming in hot off the line of scrimmage, right? And he's not thinking at all about any sort of of boot out of this thing. He's just coming in hot, trying to swallow this up because he knows that he's got defenders out here to help him on the edge, right? Only problem is that as we go with this, Travis Kelce's leaking into the flat. So the other two routes that we have on this, because everything ties in, right, is these two guys are just working to the middle of the field. I don't know if I would call them slants, if I would call them whatever. It's more of them trying to occupy space into the middle of the field. The key to this whole thing is Kelce kind of getting lost in the line of scrimmage, and then Pat's eyes are obviously just phenomenal on this because anything that's coming out this way is going to be the responsibility of this nickel or defensive back, whatever you want to call it. So you can see as Kelce's working out into the flat, yeah, we got to close on that thing right now, right? Fred Warner's eyes, as soon as we know, hey, it's not run, okay, well, I got to get back into pass coverage now, right? I got to try and wall off whoever's coming as a crosser here, which is exactly what he's trying to do. You can see him trying to wall off there. But we stress the DB here. We work right upfield with Pat. Everybody else is being influenced downfield this way because they sell their wide zone, their run action, right? Pat's able to pick up an easy first down on 4th and 1. Critical down, but again, great play calling and almost in that sense taking the pressure off of that situation because you have faith in that. You know how much the Niners like to attack and pin their ears back, and you know this is their money down. The Niners are built around their defense being elite, and for you to go in and kind of have not necessarily a gotcha play, but just be able to take advantage of their over aggressiveness is to me very next level play calling. So with this next play, 1st and 10, fresh set of downs, obviously MVS on this play doesn't do what you want, but the key to this whole thing and kind of what I see and what I saw the Chiefs as well picking up on is that the Niners in passing situations, they would either bring a ton of pressure and man up, but they would man up at depth, or they would sit back kind of like this and let everything happen in front of them and then be able to, and really what they're doing in this situation is just playing like a soft zone, right? And when I'm saying that, it's not that I don't want to dive into everything, but really like diving into the whole zone process would be a lot. The biggie I would say with this, again, with the pre-snap motion, is watch what happens when MVS comes across the formation, right? So when you have 3-by-1 and teams, it looks to me like they're playing a version of 3, I would imagine. I'm not entirely sure because I don't have the full film. But when you motion MVS across the formation, it bumps this corner off, right? So this corner is now back, okay, because he's going to drop into a soft zone and you have to have somebody there to take care of the flat. But in this situation, you defensively, you don't want to get beat deep. You don't want to give up that big play, right? So everybody's playing back. They're all dropping into their zone. We're working upfield. I believe that's McCole Hardman. And then MVS is able to sneak out into the flat. This design play is really good, right? Here's your flat. He's going to curl right there. Obviously, the execution isn't there. He's got to work upfield right now and go pick up yardage. Last thing you want to do in that situation for like any young kid watching this is lose yardage. Get upfield, get yardage, get north. You will hear every coach in the NFL, high school, college, Pop Warner, doesn't matter, get north. You have to gain yardage. That is your number one thing. So moving on to the 2nd and 14. One thing that I noticed with this, and it was the same thing in the 4th quarter, Travis Kelce had a huge catch on a 3rd down, right? And the Niners kind of gave him the same look, to be honest with you, where it was, in a way, it was, they were bringing pressure and everything was kind of umbrellaed, but at like 8 or 9 yards, right? I hate this. I really don't like this. From a defensive strategy, I don't like this, especially in overtime in a situation like this. I feel like it's a very gimme situation. You're kind of letting everything come to you, right? So pressure. Okay, now we're umbrellaed here at like 8 yards. The Chiefs are going to take advantage of that every time, and they're going to see that, and they're going to have things built into their game plan, right? Where it's like, okay, they're playing so far off, we're going to shut our route down into a curl and just pick up yardage, right? So we bump Rashee Rice over. Doesn't really do anything with the coverage. We just got to bump over as well, and then it's going to adjust kind of the zone drops that they have. But besides that, this is quick and easy for 15, right? Bring pressure, shutting his route down. You see 84, Watson sees it immediately. He's shutting his route down, just looking for curls, easy completion, pick up yardage. Now you have a very manageable 3rd down, right? And going into this 3rd and 6, we see a similar situation. Actually, this one is more identical to the 4th quarter play than the last play, right? This is all out pressure from the Niners up front, just like Tony Romo was highlighting. And then they're just playing man at depth here. I don't understand why they do this when they got ripped for it early in the fourth, right? And all that happens literally is like they're manned up with these cats. Obviously, they have their rules, right? Because they're going to treat this as like a bunch. So, first out's going to be him, vertical's going to be him, whatever their rules are. But what I can't stand about this is they have nobody for a shallow crosser. There's not a soul on the field who is there to take care of that shallow crosser. So what do the Chiefs do? Because it worked in the fourth quarter, it's going to work in overtime, is they run their same thing. A shallow drag right here to Rashee Rice. Easy completion, easy first down. All that pressure that you have, all that pressure on that down is taken out immediately because you have that dialed up, right? The other thing I want to point out, nice little chip downfield from Travis Kelce. Small play, but a big play. Small, but like that's a big deal. The fact that he gets that right there and gets in the way of two is able to spring him for a couple extra yards and pick up more than necessary for a first down. Absolutely have to love stuff like that. I'm all about the team play. This next play is honestly, I think this is like the growth and maturity of Patrick Mahomes, to be honest with you, in this play, because he's on the 40. He wants to drop a dart to win this thing. They have their shot play dialed up, right? The run action early. It's a great shot down to take because it's 1st and 10. It's a run down for you, but you break tendency because you're taking a shot, right? Boom, with the play fake. Whatever comes up, comes up. Obviously, whatever they're looking for isn't there. So what do? A very easy check down to Pacheco, get upfield, get me yardage, live to fight another down. Growth, maturity, everything you want to see from a quarterback. Moving on to the 2nd down and 6, just a screen from the Chiefs here. I love mixing in a screen, and really the idea behind this as a play caller, from what I know, is just to kind of keep that defense honest, right? You know how good that 49ers defensive line is. Throw that screen in there, keep them from pressuring upfield, give them something to think about, and move on to the next play. This 3rd down and 1, this is just Pat being Pat. If you see it from the end zone view, from the end zone cam, you can 100% understand why he does this. Ideally, as a quarterback, right, you're probably looking for Rashee here again, just because there's so much space there and he's breaking in. Just from the Chiefs, like what they're actually running, this is just kind of like an all slant sort of deal, right? You're just looking for whatever window is open, right? Is it this window with this receiver? Is it this window with this receiver? Or is it this window with this last receiver right here? It's going to be some sort of something like that, right? And again, judging by how the Niners are playing this, I would imagine that they're trying to hit Rashee Rice right now. Pat sees that opening in the middle of the field, not messing around with it. It's the Super Bowl, it's overtime, just take and pick up yardage. Obviously, he does more than enough to go ahead and pick up some good yards on that, get him a big first down and get him into field goal range. I love mixing in. I always call this mixing in a water. Mixing a water here with your running game. I don't know. This looks to me like it's ISO, and they bring their H in here like that. It could also be an inside zone, and he's inserting. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not in the building, but from what it looks like to me, they're trying to insert with that H and then just run ISO. Mixing in a water. Great play. Love all of it. This play though, if the Chiefs hadn't have scored on the Chiefs should have scored on this play, to be very honest with you. This is one of my favorite plays that the Chiefs called as a play before they scored their touchdown. I had talked earlier about, and on that next play, I had talked about how they messed with the DNs, right? What the Niners do with this is Pacheco's going to release out to the flat, right? Pacheco's going to release out to the flat. That is going to draw Bosa to work with him out to the flat. With some defenses they have built in, if a running back goes out to the flat, the defensive end will also follow. That's exactly what they do here, right? You'll see Pacheco work out to the flat. You'll see him lock up with Kelce. Kelce's giving that block like, oh, no, we're going to throw it out to the flat and get out here, right? Kelce's going to release right there, boom, and it's a screen right underneath. That's phenomenal play calling, because the reason why I love that so much is because you're not putting the defense in any sort of bind because someone's making a mistake. Bosa's playing his rule. He's playing this defense exactly how you should. But because they're run it like that, right, where, okay, back's releasing out to the flat, I got to go too. Now we leave this underneath, right? Bosa's thinking he's got a pick. Travis Kelce works right underneath on that screen. They do a good job releasing upfield. Lower the shoulder, pick up a first down. Good job from Travis Kelce. But the scheme that went into that play call, I really like a lot, and something that should be noted. Now you get inside the 5 here, like I said before, and like in my breakdown, everybody's going to be running man. What they do, the Chiefs on this, they push vertical. McCole Hardman's working here. He gives them that look like, okay, we're coming all the way across the formation. Every other motion we've seen on this drive has been coming all the way across the formation. Now we get inside the red zone. Boom, change it up, work it back out to the flat. The run action in the backfield is going to hold Bosa. Boom, he's done. The other thing that I love about this is they pull a guard. And the reason why I love that is because now you're messing with keys for backers, right? Look at how these backers respond to this. He's going to take a few steps up. If anything, it's just going to stop him for a second. And that's all you need in the NFL. Easy completion to McCole Hardman, touchdown, Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Really, like I said before, that drive was just surgically done. Just a surgically done drive in overtime. It looked incredible. Everything was dialed in. The Chiefs really didn't make a lot of mistakes. There were no big mistakes, obviously no turnovers. But all in all, a Super Bowl caliber drive, and the Chiefs end up winning it. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Just a quick one. Hope that you guys are enjoying everything. I can't appreciate the support enough. More to come. If you guys have any videos, anything that you guys want to see me do, just go ahead and leave a comment. I'll get to it. I promise. I'm always looking for new football stuff to check out. So if anybody's got suggestions, 100% we'll check it out, see if we can do a little video on it. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.